This is part 2 of my modeling tutorials, where we're going to get into modeling with a tool called Bevel. But what we did in the previous tutorial was look at the 3 modes, which are the kind of the building blocks to modeling, which is point mode, edge mode, and face mode, or they call it polygon mode. But to access these 3 areas, your shape needs to be made editable. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a cube here, and I'm going to make sure that this is made editable. So I'm going to click on the Make Editable button, and now I can access these modes. I'm going to select Polygons mode, or I like to call it face mode, and I'm going to select this top face. I'm then going to move my mouse over into this region, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to Bevel, and that is here. Bevel. Okay, so modeling is the beveling tool doesn't work with the gizmo. You can see there's no gizmo, so it's kind of these keyboard commands. So it's very different from other softwares, whereas you would move up the gizmo or move out arrows to pull up a new face. This is the bevel tool. It's going to pull up a new face, and to do that, I like to 95% of the time hold down Control first. So I'm going to hold down Control on my keyboard, and that might be Control, and I'm going to hold down my left mouse button, and I'm going to move my mouse either right or left, and you can see that a face is coming up. So right or left while I'm holding down Control. Now I'm going to keep holding on to the mouse button, and I'm going to let go of Control and move to Shift, where I'm then going to move my mouse left or right to make it taper in or out. I could take my hand off of Shift and continue to hold down that mouse button and go back to Control if I want to. But once I let go of the mouse, the process of bevel has stopped, and if I try it again by holding down Control and holding down my mouse button, it will start again. Again, holding Control, holding down my mouse button, moving to the right or the left. It's not up or down with the mouse. You might think it is, but it's not. It's right or left, moving right or left with my mouse. Move to Shift while I'm still holding the mouse so that I can control the taper of that face. And when you let go of all of the keyboard and the mouse, it starts again. Now, be sure that you are away from the face, because notice this is what on my cursor right now is what the bevel tool looks like. But look what happens if I move onto the face. This is not the bevel tool. This is something different. I think that's the extrude tool. So if you're over here, then you can use holding down Control, holding down the mouse, move to Shift, left or right, and stop. I'll just do a few more. You can see sometimes, and I said 95% of the time, I hold Control first. But what if you held Shift first? Let me show you what that would look like. If I held Shift first, being over here, hold Shift and the mouse, you can see just barely maybe, the faces are so thin on this monitor. But you can see that I'm only moving it wider or narrower with Shift. But once I move to Control, that will move up. So it's kind of the opposite way of doing things. I always hold Control first, then Shift. Now you could have 2 faces selected at the same time by holding Shift. Let me take this one and do this process, holding down Control, moving to Shift, letting go, holding down Control, moving to Shift, letting go, holding down Control, move my mouse, and again, I'm still holding down the mouse button and Control to come out and then moving to Shift while I'm still holding on to that mouse button to move again. Okay, so this takes some time to getting used to. So I might do a modeling tutorial on how to model a ship for my next one, and to go over these tools one more time. Keep an eye out for that video. Give this bevel tool a try. and good luck.